You're watching Pulse for the 19th or 20th of March, and it is finally time for the World of WarCraft news you've all been waiting for. In this week's episode, we take a look at everything that was revealed at the recent Mists of Pandaria press tour. Yes, all of it. Let's get straight to the news. We're going to start the episode off by just covering all the new goodies we're going to be seeing in World of Warcraft's next expansion, Mists of Pandaria. So as you all probably know, the NDA on the recent press tour has finally lifted, and there's tons of new information out there right now on various different sites. Before looking at all of it though, let's go back to the basics for a second. So what are the most interesting new features in Mists of Pandaria? Well, at the top, there'd definitely be the fact that there's a new playable race, the Pandaren. Then after that, the new class, the Monk. We'll also be able to explore the exotic new continent of Pandaria, take part in PvE scenarios, try dungeon challenge modes, collect pets and participate in pet battles, and even level our characters all the way up to level 90. Upon reaching level 90, it's most definitely not over though. There are a bunch of new and interesting daily questing zones to do. There are obviously those new scenarios, dungeons, and challenge modes that I mentioned, new factions to grind rep with, 2 new battlegrounds, a new arena, 3 raids, the new talent system to explore and mess around with, and much, much more. Yes, it seems like there will indeed be a lot of new stuff to see and do. So all of the information that I just gave you is quite readily available in the official FAQ that Blizzard gave all the press attending the Mists of Pandaria press tour. This includes explanations of everything that I just mentioned, a Mists of Pandaria lore and story overview, and more. If you feel the need, you can have a look at this, read through it, and see what Mists of Pandaria is all about, in Blizzard's own words. Sadly, this entire press event didn't really have that much information in it about the one feature I'm most looking forward to, the pit battles. But we were told that it is still in the game and it will be ready and waiting for us at launch. Now though, let's move on to all the new goodies that we were shown and told about at the event. And yes, there is a little bit on pit battles, but it's mostly other stuff. Okay, so I think we can start with what we teased last week, the female Pandaren. Yes, they have been revealed and they are looking incredibly cute and quite handsome. You guys and girls can let me know what you think of them below. Would you make a male or female Pandaren? I personally would make the females because they are just too cute to pass up. If you are interested and want to see more of them, you can find the announcement post linked below or over on the official World of Warcraft community sites. Now let's have a look at the freshly released zone previews. The zone preview videos released by Blizzard themselves that you can in fact have a look at right here on YouTube are of the following areas: the Jade Forest, the Temple of the Jade Serpent, the Wandering Isle, the Valley of the Four Winds, the Storm Stout Brewery, and last but by no means least, Heroic Scarlet Monastery and Heroic Scholarmance. The videos themselves aren't that long, but they do give us a pretty decent look at the new zones in Pandaria, which I must say are looking incredibly cool, super detailed, vibrant, and, well, full of life. And obviously the new and improved instances, which are looking much the same, but you can see that there have been a few updates made to them. So these videos and the tons of screenshots that you're no doubt going to be looking at throughout this video also show off a lot of new mobs and NPCs that we'll be encountering on our travels through Pandaria, and some of them are looking fierce indeed, while others are just super cute and cuddly. The videos have been annotated and you can click them to open them in new windows. Now I'm just going to move on and mention a few of the bigger points that were covered and discussed at the press event. Keep in mind that I'm going to be giving you a very short version of all of it, and these can be read about in great detail below. They are mostly courtesy of the official community sites, the official FAQ, MMO Champion, Wowhead, and WoW Insider. While I talk about them, you can just enjoy some Mists of Pandaria eye candy. Here we go. Everyone's going to be receiving another character slot come Mists of Pandaria. This will let people who already have 10 characters try out the Monk. Currently, every race except Goblin and Worgen can learn the ways of the Monk. Cloud Serpents are the Pandaran's mount of choice, and you can apparently raise your own by doing 20 days of daily quests. Monks have had their auto attack added back into the game and have been worked on a lot. You can obviously read a lot more about that below and even see some of the Monk's skills and the talent trees, which I won't be covering in full here. It seems like Warlocks have, thus far at least, received the most class changes in Mists of Pandaria, along with a couple of new pets. AoE looting has been added to the game. That means that you can loot more than one corpse at the same time, and I think tons of people are going to be happy about that. Cooking will have 4 specializations allowing for customized food. Prime glyphs have been removed and many new vanity glyphs will take their place. Pet battles are set to be World of Warcraft's first true minigame. They will be very casual and won't count losses. When fighting other players, you can't see said players' names or communicate with them at all. And it seems like the pet battles will have everything that was mentioned at BlizzCon 2011, including rare varieties of already existing pets. We've been told that the pre-Mists of Pandaria patch will be roughly 2 weeks before launch and might involve a scenario or something with Theramore and the Alliance vs Horde theme. Chen Stormstout, a Pandarian that a lot of you might know, might also be making the rounds in the local cities to get players excited for what's coming. There are now 7 zones in Pandaria, up from 5 as you can see on your screens on the updated map. A new faction, the Tillers, lets players have their own farms in-game. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to be working, but apparently they'll be able to manage livestock and more while gaining reputation. It seems like there will be other factions offering the same type of activities too. There'll be 9 level 90 heroics for players to farm, as well as 3 raids with 14 raid bosses and 3 difficulties. There'll also be additional world bosses. In challenge modes, most players will likely earn a bronze medal even if they kind of suck in the challenge. After a player earns all the medals at bronze level, they'll be rewarded with an achievement and a title. Completing all the silver medals will earn a set of spectacular gear for transmogrification, and completing all of them at gold will earn a unique epic flying mount. Challenge modes will also grant realm first achievements for ranked completion times. Scenarios will take place at level 90 in an instance and award reputation and valor points. They don't need a healer or a tank. A party consistent of purely DPS will work just fine. It would obviously be easier if you have a tank and a healer. Each will take 10 to 30 minutes to complete, and 5 or more will be available at launch. Lastly, the final patch of Mists of Pandaria will be the Siege of Orgrimmar. Both factions will lay siege to the city to bring Garrosh down and end his reign as war chief. I honestly didn't see that coming, but I think it's about time. As one of the last of the super interesting things I'm going to be covering, the Blizzard guys have a post up on the official community site that covers a pretty interesting scene. Mists of Pandaria has been released, and you, as a long-time player, have been enjoying exploring all the new high-level zones and have tackled countless quests. You've leveled your character up to 90 and you're logging in to play for the night. What is there to do? Have a look at this post titled "A Night in Mists of Pandaria" to find out for yourself. Phew, if all of that wasn't already enough, there are a bunch of interviews to read, watch, and listen with Greg Street, Corey Stockton, Tom Chilton, J. Allen Brack, Chris Metzen, and a couple of others. In closing, if you want to do some interactive exploring of your own on a few sites other than the official World of Warcraft community sites, I would heartily recommend MMO Champion, Wowhead, and WoW Insider. They all have super in-depth coverage and will provide you with everything you need to know. They have obviously also quite conveniently been linked in the description below this video. So now with that done, let's move on to the World of Warcraft smalls. And yes, these do seem pretty trivial compared to everything we just heard, but hey, they are smalls and we're gonna have a look at them. First up in the smalls, check out some new World of Warcraft fan art, have a look at the latest War College post focusing on the Twin Peaks. Sideshow has unveiled a new Arthas statue and pre-orders are now open. Lastly, on the official sites, Blizzard have a blog post up discussing the updated Scroll of Resurrection. Right here on YouTube, you can see Thunderbluff in Minecraft, how to win at the Scroll of Resurrection by WoW Krendor, and lastly, the Guild Season 5 is coming. Hopefully soon. Sadly, that's all I have for you in the World of Warcraft news this week. I will mention again that I might have missed a few small things here and there, and I have no doubt that there'll be more news trickling out of the big news sites over the next couple of days. Most of it, obviously, from the Mists of Pandaria press event. Again though, remember to check the description below this video for everything that I spoke about. Visit those big sites that I mentioned, like the video and do all that other good stuff, and most importantly, happy Mists of Pandaria!